In today's show, El Salvador to airdrop $30 in Bitcoin to every adult citizen. As pointed out right here, the president, Nayib Bukele, has announced each registered citizen of their wallet app will receive $30 in free Bitcoin. Quoting him right here, the wallet app will even work anywhere with a cell connection, and you won't have to have a cell plan for the app. And as Willie Woo points out, assuming all 4.5 million adults in El Salvador take up this offer, it's roughly 2.5% overnight boost to Bitcoin's global user count. And as Xiangping Zhao says, 6 million people added to the crypto ecosystem in one go. And breaking down the math for you right here, Zach shows $30 in free Bitcoin for every adult times 6.5 million adults equals $195 million in Bitcoin getting airdropped across El Salvador. Pretty cool. Pretty chivo. Chivo is the name of the wallet, which in Spanish means goat or greatest of all time. And speaking of El Salvador, Athena confirms plans to bring 1,500 Bitcoin ATMs into the country, which is pretty cool. Talk about massive Bitcoin adoption. 1,500 new cash to Bitcoin machines will be established in El Salvador. Athena tweeted, as the first company to bring Bitcoin ATMs to El Salvador's Bitcoin Beach, we are compelled to accelerate our plans to bring all the people of El Salvador an easy way to exchange Bitcoin for cash. And he tagged the president, is 1,000 ATMs enough? And the president responded, 1,000? How about 1,500? And speaking about worldwide adoption, we also have breaking news of Tanzania's central bank working on adopting cryptocurrencies. As you can see here, Tanzania's central bank confirmed it is investigating Bitcoin and cryptocurrency at the request of the president. Quoting the president here, the bank is working on the directives given. Also in today's show, China made $1 trillion mistake by ousting Bitcoin miners, says MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor. He was recently interviewed by Bloomberg. Quoting him here, if you want to give property rights to 5 billion people, you need Bitcoin to do it. I'll be breaking down the highlights from this interview for you right here in today's show. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the major altcoins are currently correcting and in the red. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go next? Find out all this, plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day, so be sure to smash that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And before I kick off today's show, today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, BlockFi, the leading provider of financial products and services for crypto investors. Here's where you can put your crypto to work. They're currently paying out a 5% annual percentage yield on Bitcoin, so you can literally have your Satoshis work for you, or you can earn 10% APY on select stablecoins. And their other flagship product is a BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards Visa credit card, where you can earn 3.5% Bitcoin back on all purchases within your first 90 days. They also recently ditched their annual fee, truly making this a no-brainer to take advantage of this, as well as receive up to a $250 crypto bonus with a deposit of $100 or more. Go ahead and use my referral link in the description right down below. Let's start stacking those sats and claim your BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards Visa credit card today. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. We have a lot to cover, so let's just dive right in. The president of El Salvador announced the government will airdrop $30 worth of Bitcoin to every adult citizen of the entire country. That's right, the announcement was welcomed by Bitcoiners, with influencers speculating that El Salvador's government will need to purchase the required Bitcoin it intends to distribute, adding more than $100 million in buying pressure on the markets. Quickly Googled estimates of the adult population of El Salvador varied, with on-chain analyst Willie Woo tweeting that Bitcoin's global user base will grow by 2.5% thanks to the influx of 4.5 million Salvadorans, as he tweets right here. Assuming all 4.5 million adults in El Salvador take up this offer, it's roughly 2.5% overnight boost to Bitcoin's global user count, while others place the Salvadoran adult population as high as 6.5 million, which is actually the total population, just FYI, with Yahoo Finance anchor Zach Guzman using the figure for some rough back-of-the-envelope calculations, suggesting that $195 million worth of Bitcoin will be airdropped across the country. As he shares in this tweet breaking down the math, $30 in free Bitcoin for every adult times 6.5 million adults equals $195 million in Bitcoin getting airdropped across El Salvador. Pretty cool, pretty chivo. And chivo is actually the name of the app that the government is providing every citizen, which ultimately means goat or greatest of all time in Spanish. Now, as you can see in this tweet from Xiangping Zhao, 6 million people being added to the crypto ecosystem in one go. Let's go. BTC. While exact figures are hard to find, Statista shows that in 2019, the population was above 4.72 million people. However, crypto Twitter's euphoria may be slightly premature, as local publication Presna Latina notes that El Salvador citizens will only receive that free Bitcoin after downloading the government-issued cryptocurrency wallet application. Now, why wouldn't they download it, though? You got to think that the majority of that population is going to receive their free $30, especially considering over 70% of them are currently unbanked. Now, the news was announced during a Friday press conference with the president, Nayib Bukele, as you can see right here in your screen, quoting him right here. The wallet app will even work anywhere with a cell connection, and you won't have to have a cell plan for the app. I think that's a pretty big step towards massive adoption, because no one in that country even needs to have a cell plan, but they can still receive their free $30 in Bitcoin and download the app and all that fun stuff that goes along with it. Bukele also stated that the country's much celebrated Bitcoin law, recognizing Bitcoin as legal tender or legal currency nationwide, will come into effect on September 7th, and El Salvador's Bitcoin law was passed roughly 2 weeks ago. While the move has been praised by the global crypto community, the legislation has faced opposition from a minority political party and the World Bank. Well, guess what? They don't need the support of the IMF or the World Bank. They're still going to continue to roll this out, because ultimately there is nothing that can stop them, because the president is not corrupted like all the other presidents that come before him and all the other corrupt presidents around the world. Also like to point out that once this goes into effect on September 7th and Bitcoin becomes legal tender officially in the country and they go on the Bitcoin standard, that means that every business must accept Bitcoin as a form of payment, which is going to help usher in this mass adoption, along with Athena confirming plans to bring 1,500 Bitcoin ATMs into El Salvador, as well as Tanzania's central bank now working on adopting cryptocurrency, all thanks to their president's request, as well as China made a $1 trillion mistake by ousting Bitcoin miners, says MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. We can see Bitcoin down about 3.5% for the day, trading just under $32,000, as most of the entire alt market is also in the red. We have Ethereum down 2.6%, trading just above 1,800. Cardano down 2.8%, trading at $1.25. Polkadot down 4%, trading at $14.46. And Chainlink down 5.7%, trading at $16.84. All right, now let's break down our next story of the day. It's all about El Salvador right now. U.S. company Athena intends to supply El Salvador's new crypto-based economy with 1,500 Bitcoin ATMs. A company representative has confirmed the rollout will start small, trialing a few dozen machines to establish a business model. The Chicago headquartered firm plans to invest more than $1 million to install crypto ATMs, targeting regions where residents receive remittances from abroad. Along with installing the new machines, it also hired a staff and opened an office to carry out operations in El Salvador. Athena currently operates just 2 ATMs of this type in El Salvador, one at El Zante Beach as part of the experiment called Bitcoin Beach, aimed at making the town one of the world's first crypto economies, and the other is El Tunco, according to CNN. Athena's director for Latin America, Matias Goldenhorn, told Reuters that Salvadorian President Nayib Bukele has presented us with a tough challenge of 1,500 ATMs. We will go for that, but in phases. We are a private company and we want to ensure that our development in the country is sustainable. On June 17th, Athena posted about its plans to expand in the country in the wake of lawmakers passing a bill to make Bitcoin legal tender. The company tagged President Bukele, asking if 1,000 machines would be enough. He responded he has set his target on a larger figure. As you can see from this tweet from Athena, as the first company to bring a Bitcoin ATM to El Salvador's Bitcoin Beach, we are compelled to accelerate our plans to bring all of the people of El Salvador an easy way to exchange Bitcoin for cash. And he tagged the president, is 1,000 ATMs enough? And then of course the president responded, 1,000? How about 1,500. And Goldenhorn stated that the business model is likely to be different from that of the United States, which currently has a total of 19,325 Bitcoin ATMs, according to Coin ATM Radar, quoting them here. Initially, we're going to bring dozens of machines. We'll test what the business model is like in El Salvador, which will probably be different than in the United States. And El Salvador's Bitcoin adoption plan has already experienced pushback from the World Bank, which I pointed out, which refused to assist the country in its transition, citing the environmental and transparency shortcomings elements associated with the digital asset, which you and I know is nothing more than engineered FUD. And on June 22nd, Cointelegraph reported that an opposing political party filed a lawsuit alleging the new Bitcoin law could be unconstitutional and harmful to the country. Now, you and I also know that is nothing more than FUD. The FUD is at all-time highs and thick as ever, and we must keep our Bitcoin laser eyes to see through the BS of the matrix. Now, before I break down our next story of the day, Tanzania's central bank working on adopting cryptocurrencies, which is big news for Africa, as well as China made a $1 trillion mistake by ousting Bitcoin miners, says MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, currently sitting at $1.25 trillion with $95 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and current Bitcoin dominance at 46.4%, with the Ether dominance at 16.4%, and the current Bitcoin market cap at $581 billion, with the Ether market cap at $204 billion. Now, checking out the top gainers within the top 100, we have Saylor up 34% for the day and about 50% for the week, trading at $3.63. We have Shiba up 6% for the day, but still down 5% for the week, still trading at virtually nothing. Rebane barely in the green, and then the rest are stable coins because most of the crypto market is currently red and correcting. So checking out the top losers within the top 100, we have Thorchain down 15%, trading at $5.21. Quant down 13%, trading just under $74. Kusama down 13%, trading at $165. Now, out of this list of the biggest gainers and losers, which altcoins are you currently most bullish on during this bull run? Let me know in the comments right down below. Now, checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 20 in extreme fear. Yesterday was a 27, last week a 23, and last month a 27 in fear. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity, like we're witnessing right now. BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. All right, now let's break down our next story of the day. A few years after banning the usage of digital assets within its borders, Tanzania is heading towards a full 180 turn. The nation's central bank asserted today that it has begun working on a recent directive from the president to adopt cryptocurrencies. Let's go. Crypto Potato reported a few weeks back when Tanzania's president, Samia Suluhu Hassan, highlighted the need for a country to adopt digital assets. A Reuters report from June 25th showed that Tanzania's central bank plans to listen to Hassan's words. The organization wants to be prepared for if or when the nation will need to use cryptocurrencies. And interestingly, today's statement from the bank shows an entirely different approach than the one undertaken in 2019. Back then, the institution implemented a ban on operating with cryptos. It argued that the country had not recognized them as legal currencies and warned its citizens to stay away as they might lose money if they invested in such speculative assets. Now, though, a spokesperson from the central bank reassured that the organization is working on the directives given. However, the bank's representative failed to disclose details, whether it will adopt Bitcoin and other currently existing digital assets or will tend to go with the Chinese route and create a central bank digital currency. This development comes shortly after news broke that El Salvador has become the world's first nation to make Bitcoin legal tender. Let the dominoes continue to fall. Panama, we have Paraguay, we have so many different nation states around the world looking to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, following in the footsteps of El Salvador, especially in Latin America right now, and now in Africa with Tanzania. And as you can see in this tweet, Tanzania's central bank confirmed today it's investigating Bitcoin and cryptocurrency at the request of the president. The bank is working on the directives given, quoting the president right here. Let's go Bitcoin adoption in Africa. I can't wait. And before I break down our final story of the day, China made a $1 trillion mistake by ousting Bitcoin miners, says MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 825 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. Also, some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including my daily letter, which could be found at letter.cryptonewsalerts.net, which goes out to over 30,000 subscribers every single day. You can also visit my blog, which is updated daily at cryptonewsjust.com. Also, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification to receive daily notifications of crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. You can also find me on all the major podcasts and platforms, from Spotify, the home of the Joe Rogan Experience, to Apple's iTunes and Google Play. You can also follow me on Twitter. My handle is Crypto News. Yes. And for those of you on Facebook, I do have a private private crypto Facebook group entitled Crypto Alchemy. To join it, click this link, request to join. I'll be sure to plug you in. And for those of you on Telegram, I do have a private crypto Telegram chat with over 2,500 members worldwide. To join it, click this link. You automatically be added, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you personally on the inside. And for those of you on TikTok, be sure to follow me there. All right, now let's break down our final story of the day. During a recent interview with Bloomberg, as you can see right here, which I'll include in the show notes below the video, in the description, Bitcoin bull Michael Saylor spoke about the adverse short-term effects of China's recent crackdown on Bitcoin mining. While he acknowledged the hash rate and price declines, Saylor believes this mistake from the Asian country will provide an excellent opportunity for other nations. That's right, the world's most populated nation intensified its crackdown on the crypto space this year. More specifically, the Asian superpower went after Bitcoin miners and ordered them to cease operations, citing environmental issues, which we all know is nothing more than FUD, and being the country with the largest share of Bitcoin mining, which was approximately about 50%. These actions impacted the network immediately. Not only prices started to tumble, but the hash rate dumped to multi-month low. That's because the Bitcoin price follows the hash rate, and it may take a few weeks for the hash rate to get back to normal and relocate from all around the world. Some reports indicated that some miners are relocating to other countries like Kazakhstan as well as the US, such as Texas, but the process will take time, which is why the metric fails to recover while it awaits subsequent difficulty adjustment. And Michael Saylor touched upon this worrying topic while speaking on Bloomberg and attributed the price drops to Chinese miners being forced to liquidate their positions. And while talking about China's decision to oust miners, he called it a $1 trillion mistake for the country, which could actually provide opportunities for others. Quoting Saylor here, China had a 50% market share of Bitcoin, and they were generating $10 billion a year in a business that was growing 100% year over year. And then the government cracked down on it and squeezed the entire industry out of China. I think that given the growth rate of Bitcoin, this will turn out to be a $1 trillion mistake for China. I agree 100%. I think they look at Bitcoin as competition to their central bank, and we all know they're about to roll out a CBDC, a central bank digital currency. And although he admitted that a nation as powerful as China could afford to make a $1 trillion mistake, he still classified the move as a tragedy. And nevertheless, the low prices are a great opportunity for Western investors, including the company he runs, to accumulate more portions of the asset at a discount. That's right, he made it clear in this interview, because I watched the entire thing yesterday, that he was going to continue to purchase up Bitcoin in as much as he could for his company, MicroStrategy, and of course the new subsidiary, MicroStrategy. And Saylor believes that North American Bitcoin miners will also benefit from this because their cost is the same, but they're going to generate 50% more revenue or 75% more revenue for quite a while. So there you have it. This may shake up the Bitcoin ecosystem for the short term, but I think things will go back to normal in a few weeks as the Bitcoin hash rate continues to climb back up as miners relocate from all over the world, putting things back where they left off. Now for a quick recap of what I cover with you right here in today's show: El Salvador to airdrop $30 in Bitcoin to every adult citizen. And as pointed out by Shangping Zhao, 6 million people added to the crypto ecosystem in one go. Let's go BTC. Also in today's show, I shared that Athena confirms plans to bring 1,500 Bitcoin ATMs to El Salvador to help usher in that mass adoption in this new sovereign Bitcoin legal tender country. Also in today's show, we discussed Tanzania's central bank working on adopting cryptocurrencies, doing a full 180 thanks to their president's request. Also in today's show, we discussed China making a $1 trillion mistake by ousting Bitcoin miners, according to MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor. So where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? How low will she go during this correction? Let me know in the comments right down below. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto matrix. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends just like this. And real quick before I go, I want to give a special shout out to BlockFi, where you can put your crypto to work and earn a 5% annual percentage yield with Bitcoin, so you can literally have your Satoshis work for you, as well as 10% APY on select stablecoins. And be sure to take advantage of their newest flagship product, which is their BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards Visa credit card, where you'll earn 3.5% Bitcoin back on all purchases within your first 90 days anywhere Visa card is accepted. They also recently ditched their annual fee, truly making this a no-brainer to take advantage of this, as well as receive up to a $250 crypto bonus with a deposit of $100 or more. Go ahead and click my referral link in the description right down below. Let's start stacking those sats, claim your BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards Visa credit card, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.